Girl asks me. I asked. Girl,
We're live.
Oh,
Just FYI.
okay, cool. I was talking to someone that I hadn't talked to in a while. Just this girl that like we're just friends, which is surprising for anyone I talk to. But yeah, this is how we're gonna start this off. But she goes. I go, how's life? And she goes, eh. And she goes, how's your life going? And I said the most honest thing I could come up with. I said 3 words. I said work, drank, wake up with a headache, repeat.
Yep. Welcome to Whahya TV, where we don't know what we're talking about anymore. But welcome in. Hope y'all are having a fantastic day. Mic move. Hope y'all are having a fantastic day. Audio should be a little better. Probably going to turn it down a little bit. But welcome into the stream. I hope you are having a great day. As always, we're just going to jump right into it. So, our first topic for today. As always, we start off on a quick, easy topic that we don't have to talk about a lot. Today in NBA news, Nikola Jokic was declared MVP for the 2nd straight year. People think that Joel Embiid was robbed because he was good.
But he wasn't good enough.
I guess, according to NBA people. But we don't watch basketball. I just thought it would be something to talk about to expand our horizon. Basketball. I don't know, man. I've never gotten into basketball. I'm just going to be real.
Mic drop. I'm not gonna lie, I'm terrible at basketball. I try, like everyone when I was a kid was always like,
You should join the basketball team.
You are tall, you should play basketball. And I was always like, you know what, I should, so I did. And then I sucked. The end.
Yeah. No more needed.
Couldn't put a basket in if I had
7 more inches on you.
exactly. I don't even have 7 inches on me.
They
in
do.
Height.
You're like 6, 7, 8, maybe 7 foot. 27 feet tall.
Just like spring out through the roof when I stand up.
Yeah.
My legs are really short.
Now this is something we'll start getting into more relevant topic to us and topics we can talk about for a little longer. Eric, I think you'll like this news.
Yep.
Although the company isn't something that you'd like it to hear it from, but it's news nonetheless. EA Sports, or not sports, EA announced that they are planning to make a free-to-play Lord of the Rings RPG mobile game.
It sounds trash, and here's why. There's already a free-to-play MMORPG Lord of the Rings game, and it's trash. And here's my also other very honest opinion. Any mobile game that any major producer thinks of releasing is trash.
It just never turns out the way they want it to.
And the way everyone else expects it to be. Because mobile engines aren't good. If you can't, it's like when Bethesda tried to release that Skyrim game for mobile's Blades, I think it was, and it was literally just like, bless you.
Thanks.
It was literally just horribly pay to win, and the entire game was like one map, one like tiny little map, and you had to go to other like tiny little maps to do anything.
So it was the online version of Skyrim.
Yeah,
Nice.
trash.
Okay. So that was news that I thought was awesome. In other news, very different news, Post Malone is expecting a baby.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
From which woman?
I didn't know he had a relationship going on.
I didn't either.
But he's having a baby.
His first known child.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing to say.
Kind of like mine.
Especially these days. You know?
Yeah.
You never know if it's first known or second or third, 10 millionth.
Listen, you drop him off at the fire station, you never have to hear about it again.
There was that one dude who, like, these days you have like a 1% chance of being a descendant of this one dude who like did it with like 200 girls or something like that in his lifetime.
Oh, you're talking about the king of Babylonia?
Maybe.
Yeah, King Nebuchadnezzar had like 300 to 400 wives.
Yeah.
Plus concubines.
Possibly. I mean, that might be what I'm thinking about, but it might not. I'm not exactly sure. But that was something I thought was interesting. Now, since we've both been waiting for it.
My elbow hurts so much right now. I hit my elbow on the car door getting out of the car door.
Nice. Since we've all been waiting for it, we're going to go ahead and launch into our first scheduled segment, Try Something New.
Try something new.
So this week we are trying Starlight, the limited edition space flavor of Coca-Cola. So we've got our cup here. As communists, we share everything, so we're going to go ahead and...
Including bacteria.
The smell smells like Coca-Cola with a little bit of chocolate, which is odd.
I forgot, I can't smell anything.
So we're going to do a soft pour. Oh, hello. There's a friend. Hello, friend. Twitch.
You are nothing but very small words in the distance to us.
Yeah, I'm blind as a bat, and so is he. It looks like someone who's been here for a while. Oh, I'm going to have to look at this message on the actual computer.
Oh, because it only pops up.
Kale Yano, mention me in your song. What song? But hello, Kale. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to Whahya TV, where we talk about whatever we want. Right now, we're trying Starlight Coke, but I am pretty sure this is a soft pour, so we're going to go ahead and take a soft pour into this glass and see what it comes out as.
Most sodas.
It's red.
It's red?
It's red.
It's kind of like that one time I put that pen in the place I shouldn't have put it.
Now that I said it was red, it kind of smells like cherries. Bruh, I'm committing no longer live. Don't do that, Kale. Crip. Blood. You're red. Alright. Starlight Coke. I'll go ahead and take the first taste. Tell you what it tastes like. Now I'm getting cinnamon.
That space never ending, constantly changing.
Okay.
In space, you don't matter. You're nothing but a small speck.
It's exactly what I just described. It tastes like drinking... So it sounds gross when I describe it, but like imagine you have a sugar cookie and you dip it in a Coke and then eat it. Instead of dipping your cookie in milk, you dip it in Coca-Cola. That's what it tastes like. It's not terrible. There's some cotton candy flavoring in there too.
This is how I have to smell.
Very carbonated too. And it has like a very minty, cool aftertaste. Like it feels like I just sucked in like a mint jewel. And I have that, like, aftertaste of mint. Wait for the aftertaste. It's, like, so cool. It's, like, icy. It's like you just ate a Listerine strip.
It is. When you breathe in, it's like, when you put one of them on your tongue and you, like, breathe in and you can feel it still. Okay, let me put my thoughts on it. One, it's very soft. Like normal Coke is like very sharp to the taste. Like it tastes like, you know what I'm saying? Like when it hits your tongue, it's like the aftertaste. So yeah, it's like that like cool like carbonated like slice on your tongue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when it hits the back of your throat, you feel like it's just carbonated soda. But this is like you put it in your mouth and it's like drinking juice.
I don't feel the same way. I thought it was more carbonated than regular Coke. I feel like it's on the same level as Sprite.
But I feel like it's just maybe it's less. Maybe it's not about the carbonation. It's just smoother on your tongue. It feels smoother.
It's almost like drinking that nitro soda that we had.
Yeah, but without like the it's very okay, so for me at least, it's more of a like
That got dangerous.
You'd think it would taste very sweet, but it doesn't taste that as like super sweet like normal.
Yeah, and it's like I described it as a sugar cookie dipped in Coke.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have that sugary taste to it. It only has 27 grams of sugar in this little.
If you like a visual representation of what 20 grams, yeah, it's I like it a lot actually.
Yeah, it's honestly not terrible.
This is also not chilled. We did not put these in the fridge
No.
so they're also warm.
It's not warm. It's like our house is kind of like room temperature cold right now.
Yeah, I guess.
Like it's not cold, but it's kind of chilly with only a shirt on for me, in my opinion.
I feel like my body goes into so many hot flashes constantly because my body is so messed up that I don't understand ambient temperature. Ambient, is that the correct word?
I think ambient is like mood. I don't know.
I'm looking up the definition of ambient. I don't know why. It's not because it's just because I'm curious of what the definition of ambient is. The character and atmosphere of a place.
Okay.
Or background noise added to a musical recording to give the impression that it was recorded live.
Okay. So, that was Let's Try Something New on Whahya TV, where we talk about whatever we want. I still can't get over that like minty taste in the back of my mouth.
It's like when you go to the doctors and they put that weird on your molars, and then you taste like you taste that like smoothness of your on your tongue the entire like week.
But it's like it's odd. It's very odd.
Also, my taste is probably messed up for the fact that I can't smell, so I probably do taste it differently than you do.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm out there for those people who want to eat things and are disabled.
In other news, Karl Marx's birthday was on May 5th. People like to think of him as like the inventor of communism.
No.
Which, I mean, he kind of was, a little bit, but at the same time, he was a really good philosopher.
Yep.
He was really good at coming up with ideologies and things that people had never thought of before.
Yeah, we were talking about it before, and I mentioned how he wasn't the inventor of communism. He was more of he came up with the principalities of socialism.
Yeah.
Communism was John Lennon. It was John Lennon, the Beatle guys. He was the creator of communism. It was Lennon.
Grab me an orange soda.
Okay.
Top right back.
Oh, there's one left all the way in the back. Oh!
That's why I said top right back.
There you go.
Thank you.
Lenin took the ideas of socialism and tried to apply it to money, but the definition of money defies the idea of socialism, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it goes beyond the principle.
Socialism is about everyone sharing the wealth, but Lenin made it about the wealth. In a nutshell, he was about there is no money, everyone shares everything, and Lenin's principality was everyone gets the same amount of money. And that's why socialism is bad. It's not bad. It's all about how you put it in perspective. It's just a flawed system of thinking.
But hey, free healthcare.
Free healthcare. You may be sitting in the ER for 3 weeks with a gunshot wound to the skull, but you'll eventually get in for free.
Hello.
Hello. Our manager.
Yeah, our manager's here. You're our podcast manager.
You're a podcast manager.
All right. So, that was Karl Marx. Also on May 5th, it was Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Did you... Huh?
No.
No.
Here you go.
I haven't touched it.
I haven't either. I actually forgot it was there.
So, Cinco de Mayo. We're gonna talk about it because
No American knows what the
It was-
actual meaning behind it is.
that, and because people are getting pressed
I'm depressed.
over Cinco de Mayo. Once again, it has turned political. Another holiday has turned political.
Anarchy for the win.
Not everything has to be political. But anyways, first, let's talk about what Cinco de Mayo means. Do you know what Cinco de Mayo actually is?
From what I understand, the actual originations of the this is me going back in my memory to Spanish class of middle school.
Yeah, and you know,
Yeah.
you haven't heard about it in a while.
I know there was a war going on in Mexico or something like that, and it was some city. Something happened to a city, and they made a celebration.
You have the basic principles down. Mexico was fighting in the war against France. There was a tiny town that was trying to be invaded by France. And it was like a group of like 17 soldiers. And they ended up fighting a troop over like 500 soldiers and won. Made the French people retreat.
Listen,
Cinco de Mayo is just the celebration of a battle, David versus Goliath.
Yeah.
People think it's the Mexican Independence Day. It's not. It's like September 17th or something like that. Something weird like that. I know it's in September. I'm pretty sure it's in September.
Because Mexico was already an established country when this happened, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
France was,
I think.
I believe it was Mexico had already established themselves.
If
and
not,
France
it was
trying to take it back over.
If not, it was in the next few years.
Yeah.
The next few months or year or two.
Remember the Alamo.
Anyways.
I'm just throwing stuff out here.
But now let's move on to the political side of it. I heard a lot of people saying that Americans celebrating Cinco de Mayo was cultural appropriation.
No, there is a lot of. Hey, listen. You seen Louisiana during Cinco de Mayo? It's practically Lent in the 1800s. If you know what Lent in the 1800s was, you would know that it was literally anarchy. No, what's the day before Lent starts?
Oh, no, it's are you talking about the big saint or the big the big holiday where they go down there and throw beads everywhere and there's like a big parade?
The Christian
Mardi Gras. Are you talking about Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras. Originally, Mardi Gras was the celebration before Lent, where everyone would like party and stuff like that before they had to give up something. Well, back in the 17 and 1800s, what they believed Mardi Gras was the day that all sins were forgiven before Lent. You could do whatever you wanted before Lent, and things happen.
Well, things still happen.
Things still happen, but that's the 1700s for you.
Yeah. But you know, I don't know. It gives us. Some people are just mad because it gives Americans another reason to drink.
Dude, every day's a
which
reason
I mean
to
is
drink.
which I mean is kind of I kind of understand, but at the same time, like,
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like you could. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if you want to celebrate a holiday from a different country. Yeah. I think the true, like, the thing that you can do that is bad is saying, like, Cinco de Mayo's my holiday, and it's the reason that I get to drink today, and it's a holiday about drinking, and, I mean, it's still okay to do that, but it's like...
The Roman origins of Christian Christmas was actually the Roman Empire became Christian.
Yeah.
Well, Catholic. And the Roman soldiers were complaining that they didn't have their pagan holiday during the middle of winter anymore, where they could they got extra rations and stuff like that, and they got a day off. So the Roman emperor was like, "We're gonna make a holiday."
Yeah, no, I mean, almost every Christian holiday is stolen from the Roman calendar.
It's just how it is. I mean, all holidays are based off of somewhere, and it's like this. You saying that another country can't celebrate your holiday is kind of like taking away your own pride.
And I think a good point. People are gonna hate me for throwing this into the discussion because it's really not the same, but it is at the same time. When the Washington Redskins were called the Redskins,
Yeah.
everyone was so mad about it. Everyone was so pressed. You're defiling Native Americans. It's so bad. And nobody thought to ask the Native Americans themselves. Like, there was a couple tribes that came out and they said, we support the name.
Yeah,
What's wrong
right.
with you guys?
We have teams representing us. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they have more things to worry about, including the government suppressing them into poverty. But...
yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like, you hear about it and they're like, they're giving money to colleges. They're doing better. And then you realize that they've just pushed their area into like a small subsection of Wyoming.
And this is very... What I'm
but...
saying is true. I know someone in my family, like, I think he was in my family because you know how...
Yeah.
You know how...
Bouncing around families works.
Well, yeah, but even when you grow up in the area I am, everyone's your family.
Yeah.
So it was like, I had this uncle who was on Jerry Springer once. I could probably find the episode. He was Native American. His father was, like, from a tribe. Half the Native Americans live in trailer parks. I mean, most of them don't have built homes. And they're always constantly moving with little to no jobs and sustaining on government cheese. Which to the Native Americans is no way to live. They're not even given the land that they need to keep themselves sustainable. They're living in trailer parks, hoisted by government cheese, and they don't want. And this is something I've heard personally from people: is they don't want the government taking care of them. They want the government to give them the ability to take care of themselves.
Yeah, there was a holiday a couple days ago, or I think it was a couple days ago. But basically, it was a holiday. It was like National Day for Misheard Women or something like that. And basically, the whole holiday started because there was a Native American child who got kidnapped and then killed. And because the government didn't accept them as, like, they accepted their tribe as, like, a separate thing, that they weren't eligible for Amber Alerts. So they couldn't send out an Amber Alert because they didn't have access to it. So they, like, literally right after that happened, they instantly changed it. And they were like, okay, we're sorry. We didn't even realize that was a problem.
We didn't realize that you guys also deal with normal crime.
Yeah. So they then included them in the Amber system. Yeah. So kind of interesting. But I don't know. You can say whatever you want, but I think there's a few people that get a little too uptight with holidays and stuff.
And about everything.
I mean, think about it. People don't like it, just like they don't like Cinco de Mayo being an American holiday. But people also don't like that regular average day. Well, I shouldn't say it like that.
I don't like
people
Mondays.
Get pressed. But that normal atheist and pagan families celebrate Christmas. People get mad about that. Hey, guess what? My mom's celebrating Christmas and she's Catholic. Why can't I celebrate Christmas? I want to give my kids gifts. Like, really? Whatever.
Well, especially considering that, as we have already previously stated, most Christian holidays are based in pagan countries with pagan beliefs anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it's just a little odd. Fun little news story. Not fun for Boston, but fun. Boston City Hall, last week, Boston City Hall, a guy came to them and said, hey, we want to hang this Christian flag on your flagpole. They were like, sorry, dude, that's against code. Can't do that. Sorry, it's our city, our state, and City Hall flag.
Separation of church and state.
Well, yeah, but
it's legislation.
You'll find out
Yeah.
that's not true.
Gotcha.
So they declined it. And then he went to the Supreme Court. I don't know if it was the United States or if it was the state Supreme Court. Not sure. But basically they ruled that Boston City Hall was committing illegal acts by doing that because they were violating the First Amendment rights of freedom of speech. So now they have to hang whatever flags they want. So there's a lot of talk of them hanging a, what do you call it?
Confederate?
No.
Oh.
The, devil flag.
Oh, the pentagram?
Yeah, basically. The actual religion for it. But they were thinking about hanging a
Satanism.
pentagram up on the city hall.
Okay.
Because it was the exact opposite.
Now, this is my question that kind of clarifies this, and you may not know this, but
I
that's
probably
fine.
don't.
Is it a local play? Is it like in a park or something like that, or is it the actual like?
Oh, it's the government
grounds?
Boston City Hall flagpole. It is on their grounds. It is their flagpole.
And then, so the only way they would technically be allowed to do that is if the actual city hall took a vote to put it through, though, because
Possibly.
yeah, which I would assume that the whole Christian flag thing, if they put a vote to it and they said no anyway, even though there was a majority of people that said yes, they would still have to put it up because a majority said. And
Yeah,
it's the
I'm not sure
well,
about the logistics of that.
in a
but-
nutshell, they could do it, but they also couldn't do it, and that's politics for you.
Yeah, and it's just wacky to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, do one thing or another, man. And that's what was funny was so many people were tweeting and they were like, Catholic people when they wanted to hang their flag, but instead a pentagram gets hung up. But
I'll just put the Guy Fawkes flag up, the anonymous flag.
yeah. So, in other news, talking about crazy news, the past two have been crazy, so we might as well stay with an absolutely insane, crazy topic. And that's apparently the senile Mick Jagger said that Machine Gun Kelly is the only thing keeping rock and roll alive. The Rolling Stones lead singer, Mick Jagger.
Now let me tell you something.
The stone is no longer rolling in his head.
It's no longer rolling up, that's for sure.
Listen, we like to keep opinions here. We don't like to state our opinion that much. But I don't think this is an opinion. I think it's fact that Machine Gun Kelly is probably the worst artist that has ever touched my ears.
This is music. It's not politics. It's not something that we could get attacked for.
Yeah. Well, there's also MGK stands.
And those people don't deserve rights.
They plug their CD player into a garbage can so they can hear the trash music that Machine Gun Kelly has to offer. This is like the third time we've talked about Machine Gun Kelly on this podcast. And every single time it's been bad news. He's so awful.
If you change your genre of music because the leader of that genre of music roasted you in 4 separate songs.
Oh, and speaking of which, he's going back to rap now. He stated that the last album he put out like a week or 2 ago was his last rock and roll album, and he was going back to rap.
Mick Jagger over here not even knowing what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, man, we mentioned the Rolling Stones aren't that good. If you're going to listen to rock, you're going to listen to some like Stone Temple Pilots or something like that. You're not going to listen to the Rolling Stones. I'm sorry that they have a magazine.
Yeah.
Money can get you a lot of places. That's all I have to say. Now back to you, Kaylin.
So, we might as well keep the insane news up. And trash artists up. Houston has declared that May 2nd is Houston's own special holiday. Megan Thee Stallion Day. It is a holiday in Houston, Texas. On May 2nd, it is Megan Thee Stallion Day. For what? Like, okay, I get it. She's going through some rough times. It's not great. But a holiday for a rapper?
You know, I might as well just start doing the stuff she's doing and then get a holiday
I
for
know,
myself.
dude. Let's go to Johnstown and be like, here's our music. Megan Thee Stallion got a day. Why don't you give us a day? We have the same quality of music.
Here's our music and habits.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I don't know, man. We're slandering artists today.
I need to get Botox first, or
you need to get a butt lift?
It's all the way up in my upper back.
Yeah. But we had that topic last week, and I told you that, and I think you almost had some solitary time in your room by yourself after I told you that. It's kind of a sad day for all of us. And I saw a comment on the thread from the official news channel saying that it was Megan Thee Stallion Day and that they gave her a key to the city. Someone said, "Makes sense. Today is garbage collection day." I laughed. That was a good one.
It's funny because you know she's gonna try to unlock something.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Now let's get on to kind of a segment, but not really. We are going to discuss, last week was National Teachers Week, National Teachers Appreciation Week. So I figured we'd go ahead and share some funny stories from when we were in middle school, high school, and talk about some of the teachers that have impacted us. Let's go ahead and give shout-outs. Use official names, all right?
Official names?
Yep.
Okay, this one's out to Mr. McDonough, the man who handed me my diploma. I loved playing with my lightsaber in your classroom. I actually... I actually wonder if you still have my lightsaber hanging up on your wall. And if you do, I hope it's extended in the hilt. It's not just the hilt. I hope you look at it every day and you think of me in your new classroom. I promise you one day I'm going to find you.
And I'm going to retrieve my lightsaber.
Mr. Walker, the man, the myth, the legend, I hope you're still alive.
He is.
He's up and kicking.
I saw something the other day, and I saw a girl's story, and it was like Mr. Walker's class, and it was like the board, and there was like 4 misspellings, and it was like, get out your notes. We'll have a test maybe tomorrow, maybe not. and then I said, I texted the person, and I was like, hey, look at this.
In all seriousness, though, Mr. Walker, I know you would have a good laugh at what I just said, but in all seriousness, you were the only reason I passed math.
Yeah.
Mr. Walker, you may have been like one of like the people that like I made the most fun about in like a fun, like loving way. But you were the only reason I passed math. You were the only person who would actually sit there with my dyslexic ass and explain stuff to me. Because numbers and letters put together don't make sense. It's kind of like, you know, Ukraine. Anyway, and then I have one more shout out to Mr. Broadhead. Keep going strong. That's all I have to say.
Okay. I've got a few shout outs. First of all, I gotta shout out the man, the myth, the legend himself, just as you did, Mr. Bidlack.
Oh, yeah. I was waiting. I was letting you shout out Mr. Bidlack.
One of my fondest memories was in class. I was with Ryan, and it was psychology. And we were sitting there, and you know, I was in a silly, goofy, quirky mood. And we're sitting there, and, you know, this was during the time, the 3 years of my life where the only thing I've said is your mom.
Yep, and it's still that way.
Yeah, that's why I said 3 years and not 2 years.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, Mr. Bidlack, I'm on my computer, right? We're taking notes. He says, look up at the board, and I'm still typing. Mr. Bidlack looks at me and says, Kaylin, what are you doing? And without hesitation, without even thinking first, I raised my head and said, your mom. And he looked at me, and he tried not to laugh, and he said, Kaylin. I said, sorry, just kind of flew out there, couldn't help it. But we've made 3 movies for Mr. Bidlack. We've made Dirt Stash 1, Dirt Stash 2, and Dirt Stash 2.1. Which, Dirt Stash 2.1 was an unofficial, non-canon Dirt Stash that was made for Econ.
Yeah.
But it was technically canon, but it wasn't well produced, so I don't like to think
it was
canon.
kind of like an off like shoot where it was like a documentary.
It was like a YouTube
style.
short.
Yeah, it was like a documentary style of the life of McLovin and Dirt Stash.
No, it was just Dirt Stash.
Oh, it was just Dirt Stash?
It was like a high school reunion.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
look out for we will eventually make the next one.
We'll eventually make part 4, but
Yeah.
we have to get a better computer. Eric's computer's in the shop, but once that happens, we'll start editing and then filming the last
All I
couple
need
shots.
them to do is replace my screen. How long does it take to take an LED screen out and put a new one in? I know how long it takes. I've done it before.
Yeah. But
10 minutes.
my second shout out goes to, I can't even think of more people, but I think I also have to shout out Mr. Walker.
Yeah, I love.
I
Mr.
know
Walker.
you didn't take mine, but I'm gonna take yours. He was great.
Mr. Walker.
But
is,
I mean,
is
if
an
you
OG.
know Mr. Walker, you'll know that my impression was spot on. Like, hey, do this. Look at the board. All right, I'm done. I'm gonna sit and fall asleep at my desk now.
There were the three math teachers I had, and I can do a perfect rendition of all of them. There was Mr. Adams, who would go. Did you have Mr. Adams? He'd go. He'd put an equation up on the board, and he'd go. We're gonna solve this. Okay, so everyone solve the equation, and if you need help, I'll be in the back. And that was like the introduction to whatever we were doing. So everyone's like, I was in there with like Taylor, I think, and someone else. Obviously, I won't throw out last names, but I was in there with tall one.
Okay.
And a few other people, and we with Mish.
Yeah.
And a few other people, and we just fuck around the entire time.
Yeah.
Then there was Mr. Bartlett. Everyone loves Mr. Bartlett.
Oh, well, I have a good impression of Mr. Bartlett.
Yeah. This is how Mr. Bartlett taught his class. Okay, everyone. We've got an equation on the board. We're going to solve this for about 10 minutes. I'm going to teach you this for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to go sit in the back and watch basketball.
Yeah.
That's literally all he did. My sister has him this year.
Yeah.
That's all. She
Every
really
time
likes him. I did not learn anything from him.
Anytime she posts something on his story, I say, "Why is he scratching his nose like that?"
He was a really nice guy. He just was also like tweaky.
That's all we're gonna say about that.
That's all we're gonna say.
And then oh yeah, I have a good Mr. McDonough impression, but you didn't have him during this year, so you won't understand this impression fully. But basically, this is the impression. Guys, I just don't know what to do. You guys fail all your tests, and I don't give homework, and I don't make you turn it in. What do I do? That was every single day for the entire 4 quarters of class. That was pretty much every day. He'd have a 15-minute talk about how we were failing our tests.
That is I get that. That is exactly. You have to understand. I had this is in my class.
Oh yeah.
So.
But it was a good time. But my third shout out is to Mr. Evener.
Mr. Evener.
I
barely knew you, but you were a nice guy. The couple times I talked to you.
Yeah.
Actually, he was a history teacher, right?
In intermediate school.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And
Mr.
then he went
Evener.
to the high school.
Yeah, I know Mr. Evener. He was a decent guy. I never really talked to him that much.
But shout out to him. He's the girls track coach. And he writes books about girls. Teenage girls.
We're going to get so much hate for this episode.
And shout out to you.
We're going to get so much hate for this episode.
Oh, yeah, we are.
We're going to get so much hate for this episode. You know it's bad.
By the way, I'm just kidding about Mr. Evener.
You know it's bad if I'm saying it.
But, no, my real third shout out is to... I'm not going to shout out the like, big ones. I'm just going to shout out the smaller ones. Like Mr. Stone. Mr. Stone.
The manatee?
Yeah, shout out to that one. No. I have to say, shout out to Andy Jados.
J-Dog.
Man of the year. I did a full sketch of him. And it turned out being the most accurate thing I've ever drew.
Very good, yeah.
And it literally looked exactly like him. Then I put it on a clipboard.
It was genuinely good.
And then he signed it. And then I gave it away.
I was there when he signed it. Remember that? We went to his office.
But
shout out to Captain Hall.
Yeah.
For all the times that you pulled me into your office. and we had long conversations about how I'm not supposed to write racist articles in high school. I was a bad kid in high school, and you always were there for me. You honestly, Mr. Hall, you were a nice guy when I was in high school with Captain Hall. Miss
Hannah.
Do you remember Captain Hall?
It's Captain Hall. That picture floats around the high school like every 3 years.
Do you remember the Jado Snapchat filter?
No.
Yes.
There's a Mr. Jado Snapchat filter. It turns your face, your face turns into Mr. Jados' face.
Really?
Just look up Mr. Jados and it pops up.
Really?
I'm being dead ass.
Hold on, I have to look this up. If this is real, I'm gonna cry.
Or just look up Jados.
Yeah. Andy Jados?
Yep.
This was the exact picture I drew of him, too. It looked exactly like him. I'm gonna put that on my story.
That's gonna be your podcast shout out.
Yeah.
Slamming teachers.
Yeah. Poetry slam.
Yep. Mr. Jados, you were a bro. Everyone knows you and you're a cool guy.
It's funny because he got a divorce.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. We can't show anyone this episode. We can't show anyone this
We're
episode.
just gonna have to clip. There's gonna be a lot of clipping going on here.
Oh, no, but that was good. That was good. So, Teacher Appreciation Week.
We love our teachers, most of them. The other ones can,
No, we could have mentioned a whole lot of teachers.
I could have mentioned a whole lot of teachers.
But then again, I don't want it to get sappy. I want it to be hilarious, you know? This is a funny podcast.
Okay.
But let's just say there has been many, many, many teachers that have touched our lives in more significant ways than a teacher should.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
Can I say one more?
Yes.
There was one. Remember when we were in middle school in Miss Grandaminico's class?
Yeah.
And there was that teacher helper with the curly hair that ended up working at the high school?
Maybe.
She was Grandaminico's co-teacher or whatever.
I don't know. I
But
can't remember that.
She was just like one of those bouncers that bounce from classroom to classroom.
Yeah.
Me and her actually saw each other everywhere. I went to a garage sale once, and it was her garage sale, and we talked like almost every day during the school year. Like I would go and talk to her, and then there was Miss A. Remember Miss what was her name? She probably still works there. Blonde hair. Sorry, her name Miss Amanda.
Oh, are you talking about Carney? Carney
No,
B?
not Carney. Miss Amanda, she worked with the she always was the detentions person.
I
so-
hated her, Miss Noodle Hair.
Yeah, Miss Noodle Hair.
Ugh.
She me and her got along very well. I
Okay,
was also in
well,
detention a lot, but
You
me
know,
and her,
the reason I don't like Miss Noodle Hair is because she was always the one who got me in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, in middle school and high school, I didn't get in trouble by anyone else besides her. It was only her that I got in trouble with.
we had a lot of time to talk.
Yeah.
I got in trouble in detention so many times with her.
Yeah.
But I also was, jailbreaking.
Yeah, back in
computers,
middle school, we used to call her Miss Angel Hair. Without the angel.
Miss Hair.
But now it's time for our favorite
Segsman.
Now it's time for our favorite scheduled segment, Mad Libs, where we play Mad Libs for about 15 minutes of our life. Those 15 minutes of which we cannot get back, and neither can you.
Except you could just, go fast forward
this one.
past this, so.
With this one. Mad Libs, world's greatest word game. Mad Scientist Mad Libs.
I'm a mad scientist all over your mouth.
All right. Part of the body.
Penis.
We're going to put pee-pee. Noun.
Penis. It is a noun.
Pee-pee. Adverb.
Furiously.
Verb ending in ing.
Thrusting.
Noun.
A Chevy Silverado.
Verb.
Killing.
Kill.
Oh yeah, kill.
Adjective.
Quickly. Or not quickly. That's an adverb.
Quick.
Quick. That's a verb. No, that's yeah.
That's
quick,
an adjective.
Quick.
Part of the body, plural.
Balls.
Type of food.
Seafood. Seafood.
Adjective.
Gross.
Type of container.
A condom.
Okay. I mean, that does hold things. Animal, plural.
Dead. Leopards.
Laboratory. Hold on. Laboratory safety. Do's and don'ts. Do. Wear safety goggles. They will protect your penises. Don't light anything on fire. Always keep a PP extinguisher handy in case you furiously set your laboratory aflame. Do. Clean the lens of the of the microscope before thrusting it. You might think you're looking at a cell when you're really just looking at a piece of a Chevy Silverado. Don't get too close to the test tubes after combining their contents. They might kill all over you. Do. Clean after yourself. Experiments can leave you with quick hands and stinky balls.
There's always the gold.
Yep, don't leave any experiments unattended.
Oh, someone else is in.
Yeah, I know, I saw that. That's why I was grabbing my phone. Huh. Don't leave any experiments unattended. If you get hungry and want to grab a seafood sandwich, stop! You need to stay put until the gross chemicals in your beakers are done boiling and you've put them safely away in a condom. Do remember to feed your lab leopards. They're not only your test subjects, they're your friends.
I'm gonna kill so many leopards.
Yes. Maury912 says, WTF is this? This is Whahya TV, where we talk about whatever we want. And we're doing our favorite scheduled segment, Mad Libs, where we waste 15 minutes of our life and yours.
Okay. Plural noun.
Oranges.
Part of the body.
The instinct is real, but I'm going to say hands.
Article of clothing.
Pants.
Feet. Verb ending in ing.
Kamikazeing.
Kamikaze. Animal, plural.
Kangaroos.
Plural noun.
The hat that Chinese people wear, but plural.
Chinese hats.
Yes, that's good enough.
Noun.
Rice. That was in no way correlated to the last word I said.
Adjective.
I'm serious. Adjective. Gray.
Verb.
Blowing.
Noun.
Iron Man.
This one's called a mad scientist shopping list. Long, rubbery black oranges to wear on your hands. Check. Giant round hand glasses with black frames. Long white lab pants. 2 beakers, one to hold each hand while kamikazeing. 2 beakers, one to hold in each hand while kamikazeing maniacally. Several cages for your lab kangaroos. Assorted Chinese hats floating in formaldehyde to add to your collection. A chalkboard and a piece of rice to write down your gray hypotheses and equations. A giant electrical power switch to turn on when you need blowing something to life. A Bunsen burner to light every Iron Man on fire.
Oh no.
Yep, that's a mad scientist shopping list.
Nice. All right, one more.
I was really hoping you were going to say penises for the first one. Long, rubbery black penises for your hands.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, I was just thinking about that.
I'm not hungry, but thank you. I'm good.
Oh.
Thank you.
We'll get dinner later. You can get something.
I have my Chipotle that I
Right.
just ate, so.
Yeah.
Chipotle's my life!
Give me a last name. Could be a teacher, it could be us, it could be
God bless Godfrey.
Godfrey. Part of the body, plural.
Cheeks. Ass cheeks.
Noun.
Celebrity.
Oh. Exclamation.
Oh.
Okay. Person in room, female. I think we already know the answer. Hannah.
Me. Hannah.
Adverb.
Feel like this really decides how shitty of a human being I am at the moment. Adverb. Existing. Oh. Yeah, exists.
Lee.
Existingly.
It's not an adverb. Shockingly.
Shockingly.
There you go.
I kind of can't say Hannah and then adverb and not have to think
Noun.
about it.
Noun.
Noun. A specific gorilla that there's large amounts of controversy around.
Gorillas. Adjective.
Dead.
Noun.
Young child. Young child. Thank you for your suggestion.
We're keeping on the trend of Harambe. Exclamation. Verb. Past tense.
Shooting.
Shot.
Oh, shot.
Noun.
Shotted. Dead gorilla.
Switch it up.
Fine. Jason Voorhees.
I'm going to spell it how I want to. Adjective.
Maniacally.
I'm going to say
Wait, no, because that's not one. That's a
adjective, describing word.
Maniacal.
My wacky chemistry teacher. So wacky. There are a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Gottfried, our chemistry teacher. He always has this crazy look in his cheeks. Sometimes, in the middle of a celebrity lesson, he'll shout, "Oh!" for no reason at all. My friend Hannah told me that he acts shockingly because one time during a gorilla storm, he was struck by lightning in his classroom. Ouch! That would probably explain why he is so dead all the time and shakes whenever he writes on the young child board. Last week, while doing an experiment, he yelled, "Woo, woo, 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 ah, ah, ah! It's alive!" And then shot all over the room, holding Jason Voorhees full of mysterious bubbling liquids. Maybe the rumors are true. Maybe my teacher really is maniacal. It's like the only one that makes sense.
What I understand, he held up a chemical vial full of Jason Voorhees and shot up a classroom.
No, that's definitely not what happened. He just held up Jason Voorhees, who was full of mysterious liquid, and just started running.
Oh, okay.
He shot around the classroom.
Gotcha.
If you run back and forth, you're shooting someone.
That's good. I really hope it wasn't my first idea.
All right. We'll run to our next scheduled segment, Ohio weather.
It's sunny
We're reaching
outside.
the 70s and 80s this week with lots of sunshine and terrible days of sweating your balls off because it's 90% humidity. All right, next topic.
You know what else is 90% humidity? Your mom.
My mom.
Okay. My mom.
Okay, getting back to more serious topics, we need to calm down. Dave Chappelle was performing a comedy act, because that's what he does, comedy.
Yeah, comedy.
And he was on stage, and a man ran on stage, tackled Dave Chappelle, and then the bodyguards proceeded to absolutely destroy his entire life. They saw him on the stretcher, and his arm was his elbow was out here when his hands were back here. Like, it was completely bent backwards. His face, you couldn't even tell was a face. It was terrible. But deserved. Deserved. A comedian like that,
He just
you should know
tackled
better.
the guy.
Yeah. He tackled Dave Chappelle, and then everyone beat him up. And Dave Chappelle got in on it, too. He beat the guy up, too. So good for him.
He did it for the comedy.
Speaking of good for him, a 100-year-old man broke the record at being for the same job. Now guess, how many years do you think he's been at the same job?
84.
Because I already told him.
Wait, no, are you serious?
Yes.
I did not remember that at all. I swear to God, I had no idea.
For 84 years, he's been at the exact same job.
I'm not shitting you. I had no idea.
100-year-old man, he breaks the record for being at a job for the most amount of time for 100 or 84 years. Imagine working at our company for 84 years.
Well, I'm just going to go to the backyard and give him a 22.
Well, I mean, at that point, we'd only be 96 or something like that. We'd be a few years younger because, I mean, he started at 16, never mind. Because 84 minus 100, well, opposite. 100 minus 84 is just 16. So he's been working at the same place since he was 16 years old until he was 100.
Nice.
Yeah, good for him. I don't know if that's good for him.
I am actually the CEO.
I don't know what he does, but I hope it's something, new and exciting every day.
He's just a janitor.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He cleans up people's throw up.
Yeah.
At a school, probably.
Well, a school would be understandable because at least he gets to meet new people every couple years.
It keeps him from ending the never-ending suffering.
A couple days ago, Vladimir Putin had a speech. A couple days ago. He was supposed to... The speech was scheduled about a month ago. And it was supposed to be his victory speech. And he was supposed to do the speech in Kiev. Well, that didn't happen. He did it in Russia and did the most obviously copyrighted speech. It was our Soviet past is leading us to where we are and we're going to fight strong. I mean, it was basically what you would imagine a man who's losing to say. We're going to stay on the same Russian path.
We're actually gonna read the entire speech in Russian.
Yeah. A Russian ambassador went to Poland to put flowers on dead Soviet soldiers' graves. Went to Poland to go do that, and the ambassador got absolutely drenched with red paint. The Polish people carried Ukrainian flags, waved them in the air, and just drenched the guy in paint.
As mostly Polish in my birthright, respect. Fight the man.
No, I mean it was bad. He was just standing there.
That's
But like
so
his
messed
entire face was covered in red paint, and so was his suit. His suit wasn't covered, but his shoulders were, and like it was dripping down his front.
In all respect, though, the dude's just an ambassador.
Yeah, but I mean, if you are a government official, you kind of have to be a part of it.
It's not a dictatorship.
I know, but you're still a government official, so you're one of Putin's right-hand mans, because Putin wouldn't elect you if you weren't close to him, because he wants to keep his his closest followers close to him. So whatever.
He's at least not a threat.
Yes, exactly. Ooh, that was good. That was real good. What do you mean by tacos? Where are you getting it from?
Mexico.
Freshie? I don't know what that is.
It's obviously a place that sells tacos.
Well, if you're hungry, then we should order it now. You want to get Taco Bell? I'm kidding. Yeah, Eric Time with Eric. We are introducing Eric Time with Eric. Eric, talk about whatever you want.
Today we're going to be talking about... I don't know what we're going to be talking about, but you know what? This is what I have to say to all of you who are viewing this against all chances of this ever being spread out. I know you love me. I know you care. Something. And I'll be there to be my heart. Ba-ba-da-da. And we will never, ever, ever be apart. Yeah, you're my idol. Boom. I'm saying. Boom. Don't know the lyrics. Boom. But I'ma sing it. Boom. Something. Boom. Woo-to-doo-doo. Boom. I'm a preteen trying to make it here. And I say, baby, baby, baby. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Oh. Maybe, ooh, that you want to do it too. When I was 13, I really liked Minecraft, and there was no ever really going back. I love to craft and place those blocks and fight the creepers when they try to blow my house up. Oh, well. Thank you. That's all I could come up with.
And that was Eric Time with Justin Bieber.
That's all I could come up with.
Okay. But I thought that, back to the subject at hand, I thought it was pretty interesting that they did that. Maybe it was figurative and they were just like, oh my gosh, look at all the blood on your hands. Or maybe they just had a bunch of red paint and was like, hey, let's splatter this dude with red paint.
Well, remember when the Soviets and the Nazi Germans invaded their country within 31 days?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of payback.
We are running out of topics. But I kind of wanted to keep it short today, but
Short like me.
Today I announce with full pleasure that the NFL is officially having games in Germany this year. Big step for them. They've played in England. They've played in Mexico. Big step for the NFL in branching out.
Pleasure. Yeah, I agree.
I think that it's good for them to kind of show everyone what football's about. And the first ever Germany game is going to be November 13th. I believe it's going to be in Munich.
Oh, Munich.
And it's going to be the Bucks, I blanked. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Seattle Seahawks.
Well, I mean, that's a good
It's a decent game, but Seattle sucks because we traded away Russell Wilson.
It would be a good game.
What?
I don't know.
Cards Against Humanity with 18 people.
In Germany.
Yeah.
On the football field.
Yeah.
Also,
while the players are playing.
So did they build a football field in Germany?
It's probably a soccer stadium.
Oh,
they repurpose. Yeah. They're really good at repurposing.
Finally, Europeans are going to learn how to use their hands. That was not what you think it was.
Europeans.
That was
something else.
That was 100%
You know what they eat
innocent.
for breakfast?
Soft-boiled eggs. I do know what they eat for breakfast.
Okay, that. And you know what else they eat for breakfast?
What?
Beans on toast.
Yeah.
They put baked beans on toast.
It's not bad.
It's disgusting.
You should try.
It's baked beans on toast.
We are going to
I
try
hate beans.
baked beans.
I hate beans. Beans are gross. It's their consistency.
Yeah, I can feel that. You know, I don't like Jell-O, so I get it. But baked beans on toast are actually good if you like beans.
No. Okay. Next topic. Kendrick Lamar releases a music video where he turns into Kanye, Kobe, Will Smith, and like a bunch of other famous black celebrities.
And then he just slaps people?
No. But it's a whole song about basically the people that he transforms into in the video. It's like it's like a deep fake video. It's like one of those ones where he just morphs his face and nothing else. Not his hair or nothing, but it kind of looks cool.
It sounds like it looks cool.
And there's a bunch of lines that pertain to the people that he transforms into. So it's pretty cool. Oh, O.J. Simpson, he does. What's his name?
Sorry,
like
is this like an inspirational music video?
Yeah. It's like Nipsey Bud or something like that.
Probably a rapper that I've never heard of and no one else has.
No, it's a very famous one.
Oh.
I'm not going to talk about that. We're going to end our stream with another one of our favorite topics, but we're not going to turn the lights out for this one. It is time for Steamy Time.
Oh, yeah.
Steamy Time with Eric and Kaylin on Whahya TV, where we talk about whatever we want. So, Eric,
of course,
do you have a steamy story for us today?
Yeah, this one's about this one's a good one. So we're gonna flash back to about 3 days ago. I was sitting in my room alone, and I was thinking about being sad and lonely, and about how nobody loves me. And then I looked.
Facts.
That's facts. And I was sitting there, and I was looking at my phone, thinking about how I wish someone would text me, and no one did. So I went to bed, sad. And I had dreams about nothing. It was just pure blackness. That's the end of Steamy Time.
With Eric.
With Eric.
I still have my story.
Well, yeah, this is the end of Steamy Time with Eric. Remember, almost every day of your life is spent constantly complaining about what you don't have. Well, just remember, you will always not have that thing unless you go and search for it. But I've been searching so long and hard, I don't think I'm ever going to get lost. Okay, your turn. Can we get that's going to be our that's good. Can that be one of our t-shirts? Just that last phrase right there.
What phrase?
I've been thinking long and hard, and I don't think I'll ever. And I don't think I'll ever get long and hard.
That's facts.
That's facts.
I have to say it a little farther from the mic.
No, sorry.
Facts.
Facts.
That's a little better. Okay. Yeah, our buttons came. So this one says...
Goof alert.
And this one says...
Facts. Facts.
Okay. So.
Now if you just want to hear me breathing, you just do this.
Okay. My steamy time story. I have to think of one. Oh, I've got a good one. My freshman year of high school. No. There was this girl in my first period class. And we'll call her M.
She was probably having her first.
And I was in another one of our teachers. We'll call her Rooks.
I understand exactly what's going on here, and it's making me sad.
It was Mrs. Rooks. And there was this girl, and her name was M. We'll call her. And I really liked M.
I think I know which story you're gonna tell.
And basically, I'd leave little heart-shaped notes.
Yep, I know exactly what story you're telling.
on her chair before she went in, because we had assigned seats. Everyone sat in the same seat every day. So, but anyways, I left little heart-shaped notes on her chair, and my friend Pucus would cheer me on in the background and be like, "Yeah, Uncle Caleb, woo!" Because he was in the same first period class.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was cute, like leaving notes. It was cute, and it was always like from anonymous, like, and it wasn't like super creepy. It was like
I want to smell you.
No, it was like, hey, I think you're really cool. And then I'd leave little sections of 9 in the Afternoon by Panic at the Disco. And eventually.
Feeling as good as lovers can.
Eventually.
Ow!
What'd you do?
Hit my fucking elbow again.
So, eventually, I gave a bunch of hazelnut chocolates to Mrs. Rooks in order to persuade her to partner her up with me. Because she said she was assigning partners. So I said, hey, maybe if you want to partner me up with M. She's like, well, I'm assigning them and it's totally random. I can't do that. I'm like, I have these for you. And then she said, maybe I'll consider it. Well, guess who I was partners with? Blackmailing a teacher always works.
It does. It very much does.
It's not blackmailing, it's bribing. But blackmailing also works. But anyways, so we ended up being partners, and we're working on it. We're sitting together, and I'm smelling the fragrance.
You were smelling her, yes.
It was a good time. It was a good time, right? And
Yeah.
And I was like,
He has an infatuation with smells.
and I'm like, this is a really good song. And she's like, what's it called? I'm like, it's called 9 in the Afternoon. She's like, oh yeah? I'm like, yeah, you should hear it sometime.
Oh yeah?
And I gave her an earbud, and she listened to it. I'm like, have you ever heard this song before? And she goes, no. And I'm like, huh. The first time I heard it, the lyrics just sounded so familiar to me. Huh.
The sad thing is, I know you were hinting this hard too.
Yeah, exactly. And Lucas was cracking up the
I
whole
bet
time.
there's a guy who wants to stick something inside of you with these notes.
I want to stick my love letter in your book bag. But
Freshman year.
and then my mom ended up working at the same school as her mom. And my mom came home one day.
The same school that we went to?
No. It was the school, like three schools before us.
Yeah, I know.
But they worked at the same school.
Okay, yeah.
So, she came home, and she comes downstairs, and she sits down next to me, and she never does that. She's like, hey. I'm like, what's up? She's like, have you been leaving M heart-shaped notes? And I'm like, no. She was like, it just seemed like something you would do. She thinks she has a stalker. I'm like, oh no, this is not turning out. So I avoided her for 4 years. And then at the end of the 4 years, I walked up to her and I'm like, you remember those notes? Yeah. That was me.
That was me.
Oh, those were really cute. Yeah, that's what you told your mom, wasn't it? You told your mom you had a stalker, didn't you?
I made a music note.
Oh, nice.
I was really working on that.
Goof alert.
But that's the story of my life, basically.
I know exactly the story he's talking about. I don't know who the person is anymore, and it's probably even funnier that I don't.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
It was definitely
Soccer
someone I knew.
star at our school.
Oh! Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah. But,
Hey,
good times.
good times.
And you know why? Because we're here, live, on Whahya TV, where we talk about whatever we want. This has been another episode of Whahya TV Live. I hope y'all enjoyed the episode. You can catch us live at twitch.tv/ShadyTTO, or you can catch us on YouTube at Whahya TV. You have anything to say? And you're not plugging your own channels.
This has been an episode with Killin' It Kalen and Eating Orphans Eric. We'll see you on the next episode.
Yeah, that's being cut from the YouTube recording. I'm going to purposely edit this video so I can cut that part
There's
out.
so many points that need cut out.
Well, we're posting this on YouTube and hoping we don't get banned. But, like I said, I hope y'all have a great rest of your week. You can catch us next Sunday or Monday. I don't know which. Probably Sunday.
It's whenever we're less depressed.
Yeah. Well, you'll catch us on Sunday at approximately 12 noon-ish.
Probably.
Eastern Standard Time. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your week, like I've said 3 times now. And I hope y'all keep the Whahya TV spirit. And thank you for joining us live at Whahya TV, where we talk about whatever we want. Adios.